Hello, gorgeous. Hello. Good afternoon. Is it beautiful where you are? It's like 70 and sunny here on St. Patrick's Day, of all days. Oh, I'm so in love with today. I've had so many good moments. I had a delicious call with a woman who's starting her cell health assessment journey this morning. A woman who's been following me for 5 years, you guys. Seriously, that long. I had delicious movement this morning. Got to move my body. That felt great. I just had an incredible call with one of my one-to-one clients. We had so much fun and so many laughs, but also got to really go into some powerful places in the deepening and the unwinding of her healing journey. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Julie Twomoon, and I am a naturopathic medical doctor and a Chinese medicine practitioner. And my passion, my vision is women coming back to their bodies and being able to rise out of fatigue and inflammation and hormonal disarray and just feeling, I help women who are feeling like life is passing them by get their oomph back. So I was talking with the woman who's doing her cell health assessment this morning, and we were talking about how so often you have symptoms and then people do labs and they know almost nothing about you. Because our time together this morning, she shared with me so many of the journeys that have been part of her life, the things that have happened that made big marks on her, the big shifts, the profound moments. It was so much of what you don't think you're going to talk about when you sit down to talk with a doctor who isn't like a psychiatrist. It was about her. It was about what has shaped her, what has created the person she is now, the things that have been deep and dear to her, the things that have taught her the biggest lessons, the sorrows that have been part of her life. This all matters because when we go to look at your labs, we're seeing your lab results through the lens of the person versus the labs then trying to see the person behind after the labs. And this is, I think, one of the big glitches in medicine is that we hear symptoms, then we run tests, and then we determine who the person is based on those things. And there's a lot of flaw there. How many people have been treated horribly by physicians' offices because they see a symptom and they don't see the person? They don't have any regard for all the things that can be contributing to the experience of that being and all the ways that it might need to be approached, or the care that needs to be taken, or the conversations that need to happen. And this is the problem. And we've been so well trained that we start to look at ourselves through the lens of the symptom or the condition or the diagnosis, and we start to even forget who we are. How many women have punished their bodies in horrible ways to try to take off 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds because they saw their body through the lens of the failure of being some sort of version of themselves and had no way to take in any kind of connection, and they ended up punishing themselves? How many times have doctors, just thrown prescriptions or even just throwing supplements at you? Like, oh, I see a woman with these symptoms, I'm just going to throw stuff at you. How many times have you gone to the health food store, to Amazon.com, to wherever, and just started buying supplements and herbs because you're chasing a symptom, you're chasing a diagnosis, and there's no inclusion of you in the model? This is part of what's so broken in medicine, but it's something that we can't wait for them to fix. Like, there's no infinite them that is responsible for fixing said problem. We go first. We go first by starting to change the paradigm from which we experience ourselves and our healing, by starting to consider all of us in the process the things that are important to us, the things that light us up, our desires, the way our body feels, where we feel things in our body, who we are, what we want, how we want to feel, all of that matters. When we start to think about why our body might be giving responses that it's giving now, or where the emphasis needs to be put, or maybe even just how we shift and how we relate to ourselves. And then that can influence how we end up eating. Because if we're treating ourselves like crap, if we're talking shitty to ourselves, if we're putting ourselves down, but then we're expecting miracles to happen, we're doing ourselves a disservice. You are not the diagnosis. You are not the lab results. Those are demonstrations of things happening, but they do not comprise you. There's no way they could. And so in this revolution in healing, we need to start to affirm that first we begin with the person who's walked whatever path they've walked and had the experiences they've had. And we look and we honor and we witness where that's taken place in us and where we feel it, or maybe where we're totally numb to it, and how it's percolated through our tissues and how that might be playing a role in how our liver works or our digestive system. And we give honor and homage to that. And then we start to shift how we relate to us. Because when I'm no longer treating me like shit, it's so much easier to make changes to the functional things I need to change, what I'm eating, what I'm swallowing, how I'm acting. But it also changes the nature of receptivity in my body. And so I just want to come here and implore you to see yourself through the eyes of you as a person, not as a lab result, not as a diagnosis, not as a set of symptoms, not as something that you think you might have, but this glorious whole being, rooted, steeped in the infinite capacity of the divine, ultimately housed and born out of everything that makes the entire universe. And let yourself believe in your wholeness and know that you're not just a diagnosis. You're not just what some doctor saw in a lab report. And don't let yourself get pigeonholed into that, because it was such a big part of our conversation this morning. And it really struck me that, yes, the way most medicine is being practiced, I'm going to run labs and then I'm going to create my version of the person that I think you are based on the results I see. And I do it backwards. I do a lot of things backwards in life, but the backwards version is I want to know the person that I'm seeing and the person that I'm sitting with. And then the labs will be interpreted through the view of the person that I know is here present with me. And that way we're addressing the being and not just the data. So you're not data, you're a being. You're whole, you're not broken. You're beautiful. You don't have to earn your healing. It's already yours. You are magic. Now, the question is, how do you want to align with that magic? Is it time to step into alignment with it in a whole different way? Do you need skills? Do you need support? Do you need help? That all matters. Denying ourselves support and help when we know it's needed is just more the way that we deny ourselves our existence. That we affirm, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I can't have that. I can't get help. I can't do it. And that's not true about any of you. I'm here to support you if that's what you desire. Everyone starts with the cell health assessment. So if you desire change, that's step one. You're always welcome to message me. I just want you to know it's yours for the taking. There's not one of you in here that can't have what you desire. It's just what steps need to be taken to align with it now. I wish you blessings. You're beautiful. I love you. You're amazing. Have a blessed day.